Okay, let's get started today.
What?
Yeah, what's up with that? I guess I should probably check the attendance here in a minute. So this section is on where are we at? On building or purchasing your own computer. This is kind of the culmination of all the projects that we've done so far. The idea being that in this section, everyone, at the final project is that everyone's going to get a different amount of money to do a build or buy project. Okay, we're not really talking about the project itself today. We're going to talk about other stuff. But so when we've done our projects in the past, everything was broken up into, why is that not going away? There we go. Into what we called home, business, and gamer. But that's a misnomer. There's no such thing, right? Could I use a home motherboard to game with?
Yeah.
Of course I can. It depends on how much money I have. Okay. Could I use a business gamer board or a business motherboard to do for home? All those things are really just to kind of force you to look at different capabilities of motherboards. And as we looked at it moved on in the process, it was really just to try to give you a spectrum of things to look at, so that when we got to this point and you had a solid amount of this is how much money I have, you had some idea of the range of things. Because we could have just gone through and said, this is a gamer class. Everything we do is based on I've got a lot of money and I'm a gamer, right? But I might be a gamer but not have a lot of money, so how do I do that? You know, how do I get the most? I may want, if I was doing a really good gamer class motherboard, I may want 2 PCI X16 slots so that I could do SLI or Crossfire with my cards. But if I don't have a lot of money, I just need one, right? I need the bare minimum for what I can do if I'm in a money crunch. So I just need a motherboard that holds the right kind of CPU, that holds the amount of memory I want, which every motherboard made today is going to hold 16 gig of RAM. And that's what I want for an okay gamer machine. So could I get the cheapest motherboard out there? Probably. And be okay, right? I might want to change where I spend my money on CPUs based on how much money I have for my video card, based on what kind of speed of RAM I'm going to get. And that's kind of why I did the course the way I did it, to go through one thing at a time. And you got very orange shoes, Harry. I've never noticed how orange your shoes are.
I've actually dropped a little bit of engine oil on it, so they're a little dull.
I do see a little engine oil on the toes. So anyway, sorry. So that's kind of where we've gone as we go. So what we want to do with our PC very much defines what kind of parts we're gonna choose as we move forward. Okay. So in the case of the project in this one, I'm not gonna say you need to build a business PC. You have to define what you're trying to do with your PC for yourself based on the amount of money you have. So if I say you've got $750, that's all I'm going to say. Period. If you want to build a really good high-end business class machine and get all solid state drive so it runs really fast on yours, but you don't care about a good video card, that's okay. Okay. If Sid wants to build the best gamer machine he possibly can with $750, he's going to choose different parts. Okay. But in the project, we're really doing two projects. We're doing a pre-built, which we're going to look at today, and we're going to do a home built or Sid built, whatever you want to call it, where we're looking at the same objectives on both. So, for instance, if I say you've got $750 and you say, I want to do the best gaming machine I can do for $750, then you need to be looking for the best gamer you can get for $750 that's already built from Dell or whoever. And then say, okay, now I have $750 and I'm going to do the best home build. Okay, and there's some caveats in the home build. You still have to get all the parts. Don't have to get a monitor, keyboard, or mouse, because we're going to assume, maybe incorrectly, but we're going to make the assumption that Sid's getting a new computer, but since it's the year 2019, we're going to assume Sid already had an old computer, so we could use that monitor and keyboard and mouse from the old. Okay, I think there are very few homes, I'm sure there are some, that don't have any computer that when they go to buy one, they're upgrading. So if you're trying to get the most from this amount of money, you're probably not going to buy a screen. That being said, the screen makes a big difference. Okay, and we really didn't do screens in this class, but if I go and look at this screen versus a new screen, the refresh rate on the screen is low, the size on the screen is small. Am I going to be able to game on that, what is it, maybe a 20-inch, maybe 19-inch screen as good as I can on a nice new 24-inch that I can get, like that one back there that has a higher refresh rating? It's got, you know, a much sharper screen and stuff. Eventually, you guys are going to want to get better screens. And I'm saying for you personally, when you go off to college or move out of the house, you're like, you know what, maybe now I get a TV, 32-inch TV that I hook up to my system that I use as a TV and stuff too. And honestly, when you guys go to college and you move out, there's very little chance you're going to watch TV as far as TV goes, right? Every college my sons went to when they first started used to have cable. They don't do that anymore. Nobody watches cable that much. They watch stuff on the internet, right? So colleges stopped providing that. So you're going to hook up your computer to your TV, and you're going to get, or unless you get a smart TV or something, you use a Roku or whatever. But most of the time, you're going to get what you get as we move forward. I think cable is a dying industry. The only reason to have cable is to get an internet connection, so you could not use cable for TV. That's a personal thing. So I mean, I know some, but it's gotten so expensive anymore. If you want cable and phone and everything else, you know, you're looking at $150. That's, to me, prohibitively expensive until you're established, right? I mean, 20 years from now, when you guys have kids and stuff, you're like, I want ESPN, and sure, you might get it. But when you first start out, probably it would be hard to justify that expense. Anyway, so that's kind of the objective, is looking at this. So today we're going to look at pre-builts more than home builts, and kind of look at some of the websites and stuff that you can buy a pre-built machine. There are advantages of this, and there are advantages of this. Okay. Now, obviously, what are some advantages of buying a pre-built? If I want to go to Alienware, does everybody know what Alienware is? Okay, Alienware is it used to be. I'm gonna say it used to be better than it is now, because Dell bought it out and it's morphed a little bit. It's still not bad. But Alienware is someplace that you used to go, and all they did was build really cool gamer PCs.
Like this?
And it's all pre-built and everything. But what are the advantages of a pre-built?
You don't have to build it yourself.
Okay,
cut your finger.
Number one,
It's
already done, right?
You don't need to go to a different store to get the lowest prices for your parts.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that was supposed to be number one. Number two, I'm gonna say easy, right?
Easy.
And that's the biggest thing. Most people can't build a PC, and I would hope at this point, at your guys' knowledge level, that you guys have unbuilt and built PCs. I don't know, 10 times this year, probably at least. The act of building a new one, if you had all the parts ordered in front of you, is no different than what we've done in class at all, except for you get to, you know, the new part thing. You get to open it.
Take the plastic off.
Get to take the plastic. Yeah, and yet the only thing we haven't done the whole time is put on thermal grease or thermal paste on your CPU. Other than that, everything else we've done. We've put in memory, we've put in cards, we've put in hard drives, put in the CPU, we put on the CPU cooling fan, and some of those things are a little different for different models, but the act of doing it is the same, right? But the biggest thing is these are pretty much linked, right? It's easy and it's already put together. Okay. There's some other reasons too. What? Anybody got any other reasons? What?
Windows.
Yeah. Okay. The OS is already installed.
What if I want Linux?
Okay. And I'm going to say that's a plus and a minus. Okay. It's a plus because if you have no idea how to install an operating system, which we've done, and you can see it's just a next, I'm done. It's not like it's hard, okay, to install an operating system, but for somebody who's never done it before, it's scary. The whole idea, I could break my computer. No, you couldn't. You cannot break your computer installing an operating system, right?
You break it with a hammer.
What's the minus? What's the biggest minus of having your operating system already installed.
There's probably going to be like added bloatware to it.
Tons of bloatware, not probably.
Yeah.
There's no
Guaranteed.
probably there's
Yeah.
going to be some added bloatware. There's 100% guarantee there's going to be Dell software,
Wait, money
HP
back.
software. There's going to be crap on there that you didn't want. They're like, oh, here's the trial version of this and this. You got McAfee Antivirus popping up asking you to buy it all the time. Or Windows, or not Windows, or Office. Most, if not all, systems come with some level of bloatware already installed, that the only way to get rid of them, you can try to uninstall as many times as to wipe the thing and put on a new OS all over again, and then you don't have a lot of crap. And that crap takes up a lot of room. I mean, I'm redoing the image for the teachers right now, the new image, and sometimes it's Windows. When we did the 2017 version of Windows that's on all of your guys' laptops and the middle school laptops, that version of Windows itself is bloatware. I just redid the one for the middle school, and it cut down the amount of space that Windows used by 18 gigabytes. That's a lot. Holy crap. Because the install was taking 40 gig. With Windows and Office and the few programs I had on it, when I redid the whole thing, it was 18 gig left. Wow, where was that all that? I don't know. Right? What the heck is... So I'm trying it now with the 64-bit version to put the updated... It's the 2018 version that came out in 2019, just like the 2017 version came out in 2018. Anyway. So I'm doing the same thing to see if you guys get way more space on your hard drives. Not that it's as big a deal for you, because you guys all have 120 gig hard drives, but they all have 60 gig hard drives. So if you get a 60 gig hard drive and you get 18 gig back, that's substantial change, right? Anyway, so that's to me one of the biggest negatives. But the OS being installed is a huge cost savings for you, right? If you don't have Windows and you have to go and buy Windows for 99 bucks, that's an extra cost. However, when I say you have to buy Windows for 99 bucks, that's if I go to Newegg, right? If I go to Newegg and say I want to get, I'm on the wrong screen. Let's go here. I want to go to Newegg, Windows key. And I want to go here because you really only need the key. Anybody can go online and download Windows now. It's a free download. You can just download and install, but it doesn't activate. If it doesn't activate, then you don't get all the updates and stuff. So the key for 64 Pro is 149, Home 109. Is that the only cost there? Let's see. Look, you can buy the disc for $19 or download it for free. No license key included. Why would you do that? I guess because you don't have a computer. Okay, so what about these? eBay Windows 10 key. Are these real keys? And the answer is I've bought them before, and they were real keys. Let's see if instant delivery. $2.49, $5.89. Are they real keys? And my answer to you is I've done it, and they work just fine. How can they sell them for $2? Okay, so it's more than it's $2.24 US, and this one says brand new, never been used, fast delivery, $5.89. So how can this possibly be true?
They email you.
How can it be a real key?
Well, like, they probably come from lots from big companies where they don't use the keys.
Exactly. When I worked at the Air Force, I had a huge file cabinet full of Windows keys. Because when I got my computers, they all were pre-installed with stickers, and for some reason I got a separate thing with the Windows disk with the key on it, which was a different key. I don't know. Why did I get two? I did. And then they sit in a file cabinet, and the business goes, what are we going to do with all these? And somebody goes, I don't know, let's sell them. And so they sell them on eBay. How? I don't know why they'd sell them that low. Makes me think they stole them off the back of a truck. But here's my thing. Okay, the other one's $149, and this is $5.98. Is it worth the risk for $6 to save $143? I'd take the risk.
I take this.
And as soon as you put in the key, you're going to know whether it worked or not. It's going to activate or not. And then I do my complaint with with eBay if it doesn't activate, and eBay always sides with a buyer. Always. I've never had it side with the seller. Which you can get hosed if you're selling stuff. People say, I never got it. I'm like, I sent it. It's verified, delivered. Yeah, I never got it. And they give them their money back. And I'm like, yeah, great. You know. So, in fact, the old physics teacher that was here, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, sold a really nice leather jacket. And the dude takes a box knife and cuts open the box with the leather jacket in it and cuts the leather jacket up. And then she gets it back with a big, huge cut saying that the leather jacket was cut and got it. It's like, you're an idiot. Why would you use a box knife to open up a box with a leather jacket?
Why?
Yeah, that's basically what it did. So anyway, I'm not saying that this is, this is even in the U.S., so it's not like you're getting it from the back of a truck in China or something.
Camera.
But it's for a Windows 10 key, right? So I guess my point that I'm making is that it can be a huge savings if the other option is you're going to buy it at Amazon or you're going to buy it at Newegg for the $149. Does anybody know what the difference between the home and the professional version is, by the way? No, it has nothing to do with Office. What?
I'm thinking of this.
It's really networking. It's really networking, how you can connect it up to other devices. It used to be in Windows that it was just checkbox. There was no different versions. It'd just be, oh, I want to install advanced networking features, and you check the box, and it would install it when you did the Windows install. Now they basically stripped some of the stuff off of Professional so that you could get it cheaper, or so that businesses would pay more. I'm not sure, which I'm sure the latter is probably so they could justify charging businesses more. When you buy a pre-built, they are not paying $149. They may be paying that $5 for all we know for what they're getting the Windows. Because when you look at the hardware, there's no way they spent that much on the operating system to give you the system that you're going to get. Okay, so that's one of the other ones. Anybody think of any other why might it pre-built be good?
When prices are inflated on like graphics cards and stuff, most pre-builds will sell them to you for MSRP.
That is a good point right there, and the reason is because they bought 1 million of them. Dell didn't just go out and buy their video cards when you put the online order, right? They bought their video cards 5 years ago, 2 years ago, pre-ordered them, and they filled their warehouse to go and make their machines, right? They got it before the inflation of that. And there are times that you'll see ones with video cards. You could actually buy the PC with the video card, sell the video card, and almost get the PC for free. We've seen that before when we looked at when video cards were super inflated. It's like, what? How are you going to sell that computer for that price? It would have been a smart thing, because you could have bought that computer, sold the video card, and then sold the computer and made money on the deal, right? So definitely, that sometimes the parts are cheaper if you get them through there. Sometimes, yeah.
I feel like the warranty would be simpler, because if you get a bunch of different parts, they're all going to have different warranties. But if you get one computer, it's probably going to have
that's a very good point, and the opposite is also true. But so the warranty is definitely a thing. Okay, now how long is the warranty? I'm going to say usually they're only a year unless you pay for something like a 3-year or something. Most of them are actually shorter than any of the parts that are inside it. But if you get the Dell extended warranty, somebody else is going to worry about it, right? So if I'm a business and I want a computer, it's probably better on me to buy one. And at the Air Force, man, they used to buy the Ultra warranty. Literally, if I called Dell up and said my computer's broken, what's wrong with it? I don't know, it doesn't work. The next day, there would be the exact same computer, and I would just set it down, plug it in, put this one in the box, and they would pick it up. And I mean, the next day, sometimes the same day. And it's like, holy crap, how much do we pay for this warranty? You know? And you don't even care. Now, the problem with that was that, okay, I'm a dumb IT guy when I first started. My degree was not in IT. My degree was in programming, but they saw computers and they put me in charge of the IT department. And so I take the computer and I send it back. Didn't think one iota about what was on the hard drive on that computer, not for a millisecond. I just put it in the box and put the new one out, and the dude would sit down at that workstation and go, "Where are all my documents?" Detroit? I don't know where they are. They just went away. You didn't save them anywhere? You know, so I learned a couple lessons there. You know, really, if the documents are saved, that's why we don't want documents stored on local hard drives, right? That's why we want you to save your document on the network drive, kind of thing.
How many
So
times is it
warranty
taken
can
up?
be a really positive thing, but it can also cost you. The reason most of them give you a 1-year warranty is because all the parts, there should be no part in that whole computer that doesn't have its own 1-year warranty. And as we've seen from all the parts and stuff we've done, most of them have 3- and 5-year warranties anyway. So if you pay for the 3-year warranty, I'm really kind of throwing away money if I know how to replace it myself, because I can still pull out the part and call Seagate and get this hard drive replaced for free. Okay, there were no 1-year hard drive warranties except for the one Mr. Harrison gave us. Who know what company that was, right? All of them were real warranties. So, in memory usually is lifetime, unless you get the kind the Air Force bought, which were these. I think I've talked about that before. These. That's why we got 3,000 sticks for free. I'm not sure who made this order from this. I mean, this Edge memory, and we've got 3,000 sticks from the Air Force. Never been opened. That's how you guys all have 8 gig of RAM in yours, because some of them were desktop ones. But you go on theirs and warranty void when installed.
That's an
How the heck am I going to know if the memory's any good if I never install it? What kind of warranty? That's just a return. You know, yeah, I looked at it and decided I didn't really want it, so I sent it back. That's the worst warranty I've ever seen. Warranty void once installed. I was just like, I'm reading that, I'm like, because I thought, well, just send it back. They'll honor it, you know. No. So the warranty is definitely something, especially as it becomes more important as a business that it get replaced right away. I mean, you can go a day and a half without Skyrim, right? And you probably could get your new hard drive in. But if you're a business machine and we're paying Maverick Peck $120,000 a year to be an accountant, and he all of a sudden doesn't have a PC, every day, how much are we losing? On Maverick sitting there without a PC. Let's do math. So if we open up our calculator and we say he's getting 120,000 divided by, should we divide by 365?
365.25.
No, we shouldn't, because he doesn't work on the weekends.
Well,
He doesn't work on the weekends, so we just need weekdays, right? How many weekdays are there? Well, let's just say there's 12 months in the year, and every month has 8 days free, so that's minus 48. So I'm not going to say 365. I'm going to say 300 because he's got vacation
260.
days. They're going to say 300. So we're losing $400 a day just from Mr. Peck sitting there going, you're not paid hourly as an accountant. You're salaried. We don't want to pay you by the hour. You would get way more than $400 a day as an accountant if you were paid hourly. They're charging Colin hourly. He's probably paid $50 an hour for your services, and they're paying you, anyway. So it's how much is it worth to you? Do you pay the warranty to get it fixed faster? But all the parts are probably covered by warranty as well. Anything else? Can we think of anything else that why we want a pre-built? Obviously, the Easy already built the OS. Okay, and possibly, and that's what the purpose of this project, possibly price per part. And kind of like what you said, they're buying the parts in gross. They're paying way, way less per part, which is why they're still making money. You're going to look at it at a machine, and we'll go ahead. Let's pull up Alienware just for fun.
Yeah, it's I think the cheapest one I found was it's like $899 for a desktop.
Yeah, let's look
Sir.
we're gonna look at desktops. Oh, we can look at deals. Let's look at deals. See what kind of
this one here
Alienware
has-
deals we got on right now. Shop now.
The cheapest one has
15% off. I just want a desktop. By the way, I'm gonna say this is a machine
That's no biggie.
I would never, ever, ever recommend anyone buying. All-in-one, where the PC is built into the back of the screen.
I thought it was cool.
Cooling is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You're just buying a laptop. you're just buying a laptop with a screen. It may be cheaper for you to buy a laptop and buy a screen. And then you've got a nice screen and laptop you can carry around. That's just laptop components. It's not PC level components. What's the difference between a laptop and PC when I just said that? As far as components, what makes the difference? Why would a PC ever be big? Form factor, okay, that's definitely true. What's the biggest thing?
Cooling.
Cooling is the biggest thing, right? There's no way a laptop can keep the same CPU as cool as a PC. Period. You guys have seen the inside of these laptops, right? So let's see. Where's the memory tester? You know, we look at these. We look at PCs, and we look at these big, huge cooling fans that I put on a PC, and then we look at a laptop. This may be the same grade of processor, but all it is under this piece of metal. Okay, and there's a little piece of copper that comes out here and goes by this fan. By the way, this is the video card, so this is cooling the video card, and that's cooling the CPU, and it all just heats up this piece of metal, and it blows this little tiny fan past there to blow out the air. Impossible to get the same level of cooling in this that you can in a PC. And what happens when the processor gets hot? Slows down. So your laptop, by definition, will slow down because it's supposed to as it gets hotter. So my students bring in PC or laptop, and they're like, my laptop's so hot. They pull it out of their bag and it's still running. And I'm like, yeah, it's hot because this is the cooling fan, and you just shoved it down at the bottom of your bag and left it running. And it shuts down when I open it up. Yeah, because it's hot. So anyway. So I would never buy one of those. Let's see if there's a deal on a PC here. Monitor. There's no deals. Did you see any PC deals?
Yeah, to go into
Right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and go to this. If there were no deals on laptops, I don't believe in all of them. Okay, so let's see. Products, desktops, view all desktops.
The Aurora is a little one.
Gaming PC, boundaries not included. Let's see if we can. Let's pick out the Alienware Aurora and see what we get with it.
The cheapest thing it has.
So I'm not looking at cheapest, Harry. I'm not trying to go the cheapest thing. So also available Area 51. See what that like now. The Area 51 Threadripper. What am I going to assume is inside that?
The Threadripper.
A Threadripper. I would probably make that assumption. Woo! That one's $2,100.
That's almost the same cost as for just the Threadripper.
I wanna look at. Okay, so it's got the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2950, which no, I don't need help, Ava. Which we know is a good card. Is that the one that you showed us? Or, okay, so we know it's a very good processor. Oh, it's got home. We've got, let's see what hard drive. Oh, that's pretty nice. We've got a 2 terabyte M2 PCI NVMe drive. Excellent. That you're going to boot from. Okay, it's nice that they told us that. Plus a 2 terabyte 7200 SATA for storage. Nice they told. I mean, basically the exact way we were going to set it up. Up to 64 gig of RAM. That means it might have. And then a video card up to dual. Okay, so let's go to our configurations, and we're going to start down here with our. So are these pre-configured, or do we get to configure them?
They're pre-configured. You just pick from which.
You
one
don't get to. You just
or
pick
you can
which
customize.
one you want.
You can customize.
So this one has. No. It doesn't have. You have to go up here to get the 20 and 50. Holy crap! Okay, so.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Colin, could you build a Threadripper 2950 for less than $4,000? Yeah, well, you certainly could, right? How much? That was like an $800 processor,
I don't.
right?
I can Google it.
How can you not remember?
It was something like that, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna look at this one just to see everything that's on here. It only has 16 gig of RAM. Okay, so tech specs. The Threadripper 2950 16 core. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna Google some of the parts as we're doing it. Okay, and I should have put Newegg at the end. Newegg.
Oh wow.
So $839. Okay, so there's $800 of our price right there of 4,000. Okay, Windows 10. Let's assume. Look, they're charging $95 more. Another $100. Ava, we don't need your help. So it's another $100 if I want this one, which is that's kind of a rip.
Of course, Alienware recommended.
Yeah. in which case, here's my thing. You should have just made that the option and then said save $50 or something on home. Okay, so if I want 64 Pro, I'm going to click that because I'm going to say you do. Now we're at 4,000. Oh man, look, they're going to ship it for free after they've spent. Okay, so let's go down. So we've got video card, the RTX 2080, GeForce RTX 2080. I'm going to say that's going to be a large part of our cost.
Yeah, it's like
new egg. Let's see. RTX 780, 2080. That's it. So that's another $700. So we're at $1,500 worth of parts right there.
They charge you
16 gig of RAM. I'm surprised this doesn't. Okay, let's talk right here. Okay, it's giving these differences in speed. What did we learn about in memory? Does this make that much of a difference?
For AMD chips, it does.
I'm going to say for almost no chip, does this, as long as we're the same generation of DDR, research says that this doesn't make that much of a difference. Okay, but look, if we just bumped up the speed without the quantity, it's $100.
At $1,000.
Or we could double it for $200. Could I buy 32 gig of DDR4 for less than $200?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Let's see. 32 gigabyte DDR4 Newegg.
I'm pretty sure you can.
How many slots is there? Is it just two?
$159.
No, not if it lists that many. There's got to be at least four. So let's say worst case, 144. So that's for that, right? That's for 2 16s. I probably could buy 2 8s and probably or 2 8s and have done the same thing for far less. And where am I? There we go. And I also have the option of buying this and selling this because there's 16 gig of RAM that I could have saved on that too. And I've actually recommended that to people before that it would be better to buy the pre-built and then buy your own memory. Because that is a ripoff, right? I'm only really getting 16 more for more than it costs to buy 32. So that's a bad deal. So we're at $1,500. It costs us $200 more to get the 32. So now we're at $1,900. The so that doesn't come with any of these.
Oh, it's
good. This is if I want it.
That's why single drive. That is why single drive.
Holy oh wait, okay. So if I want, I see what you're saying. So
it says including price now.
No, that's the single.
No, it's including price now.
That's $5,000. You can do a dual drive.
So where's that at? The okay, so this is so they're only charging us another $130 for the second 2 terabyte drive. That's not that bad. What you charge me? How much did they charge me for the NVMe 2? They charged me, yeah. So we're at 1,700 right now, right? So 2 terabyte NVMe Newegg. We're gonna buy a good one too. We're gonna make it a Samsung. So that's another $500 if we bought that. So let's call it $700 with the other drive. Okay, so and I know we're doing rough math right now, so we're at $2,600 if we were going to get the same parts, right?
You see that memory out there? $1,100. 64 GB dual channel.
Yeah, that is.
That's hefty.
And they're recommending this one, right? Or is this go with that or this?
No, it goes with 32.
32.
It's always under what it's supporting.
What?
Well, and I didn't even look at the speed of the other one. It could already be higher in speed. I don't know. So that's that, and that's it. It comes with no optical drive. Oh, you want an optical drive? That's a realistic amount of money. Let's see. It comes with wireless, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. What's the difference? Killer 2x2 Wi-Fi. What's the difference? I don't know. Oh, the Dell card versus the Killer card. So we're looking at $1,900. We could do most of this. Now we didn't do a lot of things in there, right? We didn't do the cooling fan. We didn't do a case.
Power supply.
We have to include those and a power supply in there. So I'm going to say $2,500. I'm being nice and saying we got a really nice power supply in that and a really nice case. That's half price of what it is on there. Okay, and I think you'll see as you do your research that this is where you save money is on the high end. Okay, when you've got $2,000, you can do a way better system at $2,000 than you can on a pre-built. But if you're down here at $500, now when you're looking at cut rate systems, sometimes you can get a pretty decent cut rate system for $500 that you're not getting hosed. So let's just go to Dell and do one of those. And I know we're at Dell because they're Alienware, but we're gonna take off the Alienware Threadripper. And I'm not saying that buying that would be a bad deal. Okay, bad machine when you're done, right? If money is no object for you, and you want to just get one in the mail, but realistically, if I went through there and picked everything I really wanted on there, I'm still going to be at probably $6 grand, close to $6 grand on that machine. Wow. If we're going to build it, and I said you've got $6,000, and by the way, you can get screens too. I think for $6 grand, you could have 2 of those 2060s SLI'd and 2 32-inch high-definition 4K monitors sitting there and still save money, right? So okay, so let's go to Dell. Let's look at low-end machines. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Alienware recently.
The Aurora for has the low-end card in it. I think all you'd have to do for this one here is buy a higher-end card for like.
How much is that one?
$899.
What's in it?
$899.
You're gonna make us go back there and look, aren't you, Harry? You really want us to look at that one?
What's in it?
Let's go.
It has
look.
the 9th gen Intel
I
i5 9500 or 9400.
Okay,
Windows.
hold on, Harry. I'm getting there.
Slow down.
Hold on, I'm gonna get
this
there.
is
Okay,
for
so
this car.
you did the Alienware
Is that the Aurora there on the side?
Aurora.
And you're doing
Which doesn't look nearly as cool. And
It
then you
doesn't.
just did the Aurora boundaries not included. Okay, view all configurations. So you're saying if you did
Far
the
left.
low end right here,
Yeah.
9th gen
That's not-
i5 9400. Okay, let's see where that is on our pass mark rating.
I don't think that'd be a bad computer if you took the little upgrade the RAM and video card.
High end. Go away. $9,400. i5 90. It was not the F. Okay, so we're pretty far down that scale, Harry. I'm just saying there was a lot of change. Okay, so when the difference. Let's see, where were we on that? There's the Threadripper right there, which is the top. There's a huge difference down here. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad computer. I'm just saying that you're getting what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Again, if you had $1,000, what could you build that is way higher up on that chart than that?
Exactly, that's what I was trying to point out.
So let's see, what else do we get? Let's see, customize and buy. So this right now is $899 with that CPU. That is more than the CPU costs. That's what I put in those new servers I built. They weren't $600 for the CPU. I don't think. Might have been. I don't know. I would have to look. So it's a 6-core, non-hyper-threaded CPU. For $100, I would say this would be worth the step up for $100. Just to get the hyper-threaded, the extra cores there. Gosh, she's just. Is her name even really Ava? We don't know. Let's see. Video card?
560X.
560X. Now that was the cut rate card that you guys presented, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was that not even as good? Was yours the 570?
Mine was
His was
Yours was
570.
570. Okay.
Where's the 580?
So yours was this one. How much did that cost? It didn't cost $200, did it?
nice.
So you're upgrading to the better card and basically just throwing away the one because you just.
I mean, if you
That,
buy
it'd be better again. It'd be better to just get it with this one and then buy this one.
Yeah, and then sell the other one.
I mean,
So the
putting a
other
new
one.
card on is not all that bad of an idea. I mean, you can.
Wow, 2 of them.
Hey,
If I wanted 2 of the 5, okay. How is that? It's
Dual video cards.
it's adding 470 for that. Wow. So it only comes with 8 gig of RAM. That is unacceptable to me. So I would say you'd have to at least additional memory sold separately.
254.
What does that
Fine.
mean? Intel Optane. Nah, I'm not big on that. We'll go up there. It's got one single spinny drive. And I would say that would make that unacceptable for me. As a minimum, I would want this, really. A 512.
GPU approved at 460 watts.
Okay, and then, you know what we didn't talk about? We did not talk about that. This is one of the biggest other reasons pre-builts are bad. Because they're very frequently underpowered, and this might work for this, but here's the question. Okay, so you've got this 460 watt. Let's say I went up here and said I wanted, where was that at? I wanted to go and do this one. Does it automatically give me a better power supply? Let's see. No, it did not.
It says warning.
Requires 850. So now I have to. I just paid 470 for that. Now I got to go and buy this one too. Okay, which was good. At least it told me that I had to get it. But my point is that if you're not going to have any, unless you pick it in the first place, the expansion capability of a pre-built is very poor. Every single time I've done that for somebody, where I said, go to Walmart, they've got this good PC on sale. We'll make that a gaming PC, and I've done that several times with people where they go and got it with Windows and everything's done, and then what we did was we pulled the power supply out, put in a new power supply, we pulled the video card out, put in a new video card, and we upgraded the RAM, and then it was, ta-da, it was a decent gaming PC. But though you have to think of the power supply too. So if I was going to do this one, even if I wasn't getting the other one, I'd be like, oh wait, we can even do liquid cooling if we want to upgrade that. That's only $50. That is not a bad price for adding liquid cooling. But now we're up to $1,869. I don't need that. It doesn't come with a keyboard. Oh wait.
0 cents.
Well, why wouldn't I take this one? It says included in price, but it doesn't. But it says no. What? See, I think I'm not going to get a mouse if I don't click there to say I want their mouse. I would be really upset. But it was free, but you didn't click it. So why? I don't understand that. Okay, so we're up at $1,869 for what I would consider the minimally acceptable gaming system there. Now, if I was trying to save money, and I only had $1,000, because somebody's going to only have $1,000, you might have to take the no upgrade thing, because that's the point, is to say, if I have $1,000, this is the best I can get pre-built with $1,000. And then, now I've got $1,000, and we're going to do a table and show, okay, this is the processor that came with this gaming PC, this is what I was able to get with my home build. This is the video card, this is the, and where can I make the differences, right? And we're going to see that too. Okay, so let's go, let's see, I'm going to do, for home and office use, designed to be the best. Oh, now I have to go there. Starting at $489. All right, Tower Special Edition. Let's see what we get. I already love the case. It's a beautiful case. Wait, it just said $449. Now we're starting at $949.
You're on the special edition.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so I got you. I should have just clicked Tower.
There you go.
Also available, the Tower.
You're getting a not so sunny case.
Okay, so this starts at $489.
That
Okay.
looks nice.
View configuration. I didn't really see the difference. So if I've only got $500, this is what I can get from Dell. Okay, so I got a 4-core i3, 8 gig of RAM, a 1 terabyte. Let's see, customize and buy. Let's go see all the options here. So I can't upgrade my processor. That's not in my price range. If I only had $500. And the other thing we're not obviously seeing on here, what kind of motherboard am I getting?
Probably like a OEM board.
Never have any idea. You never have any idea, and very frequently it's a very specific motherboard for the case. I can't take this motherboard out and put it in a nicer case, build a new PC. It's made to go together. There's the case has the back panel as part of the case. So I mean, I'm stuck in this case, and sometimes these even have very specific power supplies. You can't even get an ATX power supply to just go in it because it's got a different plug and stuff. Why would they do that? Why would they not?
Just buying a cheap one and upgrading it.
They don't want you to be able to upgrade it, and they don't want you to be able to repair it without going through them. if you buy this computer and it has a very specific power supply and a very specific plug, your options may be buy a used one on eBay or buy the new one for half the cost of my PC. Because frequently some of those replacement parts from Dell are ridiculous. So it has integrated graphics with it, no video card for us. We can't afford to get a better video card, and if we did, it'd be the 1030 with 2 gig of RAM for $100. 1050 for $200. 1060 for $300. That doesn't look that great. And that's the one you gave us, right, Maverick? And that's more expensive than it would have been. So we're not going to make any money there. An extra $100. That's not terrible. Basically, we just added one more stick for $100. Though I guess that is kind of
That is
terrible.
pretty terrible.
That is kind of
Like
terrible.
you can add it for like 25.
Yeah, that's.
$1.
I guess that's true. So what about if I wanted to do 2 drives with them? Wow, that'd be $200. $200 to add a 512 drive because you already got the 1 terabyte, right? On the system. That is really expensive for that drive. I think you could go. You could probably get. Well, I don't know. We'd have to look, but I think you could do it better than $200. Help me choose.
Oh, yeah.
And just in case you don't know, this reads and writes to DVD. Reads and writes to Blu-ray, $100. So
You got someone
Oh,
at the
yeah.
trying to bring in a microphone.
just in case you weren't sure. Just set it down. The door's not locked, is it? You can just set it on the table. Right there.
Look,
That's
they
an
bring
office.
kids.
That was from the Ag Super Program. Anybody in Ag go to the Super Program?
What
Is
program?
it good? No? Did you get any gold doubloons or anything? It looked like that, you know, you getting some. No?
Oh, the
Gold.
banquet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. And I left with like 7 awards.
Okay, so this is a good example of I know that now it's $500, so somebody's going to get stuck with $500. Probably going to be Maverick just because it's like that. Yeah.
Can we go to a different site?
Yeah. It didn't have to be Dell.
Can we go to NZXT BLD?
You
go where you want.
to spell that for me?
NZXT.
What?
NZXT.
Ed?
And
Just the letter.
He knows.
NZ.
In
Z?
I feel like
X T space
LD.
It can't be
BLD.
space.
Yeah, BLD.
Yeah, it's like you
Second
said.
one.
Oh, you're just having me Google it.
Yeah, you can build a PC and they customize it for you.
Okay, so this is something different. This is not a pre-built. This is an ordered
This is a
PC.
customized.
Okay? The difference being that this is, I'm going to pick out all my parts and then I'm going
Yeah,
to
you're gonna
pay
build it.
Sid to put it together for me. Right? That's because on the, and I'm not saying this is a bad way to go, okay? But we can go and take a look at this. They're going to have an advantage too because they're going to get their parts at a less expensive price, but they're also not Dell, so that you probably could build a better one here than we could good from Dell. So you want to go through one?
Yep.
Build now. Backed by a 2-year warranty. Gaming is simple. Choose a game. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't know why. I don't know.
What?
Now what do I do?
And is it, you go down,
Pick your price. What?
And you also choose what kind of.
Oh, okay. So not a big, huge rent. So they're just saying I got $1,000.
Pick your CPU.
Why do I have to pick that? Why wouldn't I want them to recommend?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, I got an AMD. I don't want to say AMD. He predicted is using each game's highest gravity setting. Measure the okay, so it's building a one for that. So it's saying the Ryzen 5 2400G. I can't read all that. So
That's a 1660.
good figure. That's too many dots on it.
Oh, you can customize it from there now.
Colors. I want to pick a color.
Oh, you get that much.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
There we go.
Wow, that is
Plus 100. Dark.
What?
RGB.
It just added $100.
RGB.
added 80.
What? No, this adds
That's
it.
added.
That adds 80.
Wow, for the
And everything
Overwatch
else
case.
subtracts 80.
Yeah, it's just.
Basic math, you know.
Got the
Okay.
RGB.
There
Yeah.
you go. Expensive.
I don't want that.
30 bucks.
I'm already
So
over.
add it all.
Capture card
This
for
is your
200
conscience.
bucks.
This is the place where you
The
take your
Elgato
grandparents on
game
Christmas to
So
buy you a
I
new
can't
computer.
get under $100 here. I mean under $1,000.
You can if you go back
Find
to
out.
the figure.
What? Where's that?
You
Down,
went to
bottom,
color.
up. There you go.
Configure.
You have all. You have
You
cooling
got-
motherboards.
Oh, I got more slideys down here. Is that what you're saying? No.
Yeah.
If you
Down
You
there.
see all that power
Cooling,
supply?
motherboard.
Oh, I got you.
Wait.
Okay, so can I
Okay.
lower any of my?
You can probably lower the.
No, I cannot.
You
lower-
can do the style pack cooling.
But, and we
Low
even
is
get to
just a
see
low.
exactly what motherboard, which is nice. That's nice that I
Yeah,
can
you
actually
can
read
test
about
the
it and
motherboard.
see whether it's what I want. I think it's already at the bottom. I can't
Yeah.
get any cheaper of anything.
If that's
But the
cheaper.
point is
So
that
1660.
5,000 for 28.
The 2070 was a good one.
Alien
That's the one I
But that's
think that me and
expensive.
Daytona both covered.
Yeah, that's an expensive upgrade right there.
No, the one above it.
That one's
The
that's the
2070.
2070. But that's still pretty expensive.
But imagine paying 1,600, not 5,000.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus
you
Christ.
literally could go through here and probably compare Alienware with this, and I would bet you they don't even have the Threadripper.
Because
as
it's a
well.
B450 motherboard, not a TR4.
Oh, you're right. I would have to change the motherboard in order to change.
It's
The,
gonna bring
I
the
wonder if
case
they let
without
me do
that.
that.
Yeah, they don't do that. They only have 470.
I think I would have to do that back at the original configuration.
Yeah.
Because now I'm changing form factors completely if I were to do that. Power supply, what level power supply?
Seasonic.
520. I probably would want this 750 or at least the 650. That didn't make that much.
I need to know
difference.
what you gave us.
How much RAM did we get? We only got 8 gig. How much is it going to charge us for
Plus
$50 more? That's not terrible. Did that? Okay, it did.
Oh, I
It dropped
you
to
probably
zero.
drop that down.
It's got RGB.
That's
What?
It's got RGB on
Is
it.
there a drop down for that?
Who wants all that light on their computer?
Not me.
You do?
People who think it's pretty. There.
I'm not.
Well, you
I'm
turn it
not.
off at night, obviously.
Yeah,
but-
So what do we got right?
So
So right now
Get the
we've got
light.
a
I
no
keep my red
M2 drive.
fan.
So you could.
Red.
Did this system have 2 drives?
This one.
It just had one
Do
250.
you see the the hard drive option?
Above the,
That's terrible.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can add both if you want.
You can add SSD in
It's
it.
more of a need. If you're building this.
4 terabytes.
You feel like one
4
game on
terabytes
that.
for $100.
Yeah, that's not terrible. But I would want. Why is the? You only get a 250
Oh,
of
the
the
250.
I mean, if I get
You
a
can
drop
drop
down.
it down and make it bigger, I think.
Oh, you think so?
No.
Yeah.
Or- yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
1
Did it
terabyte.
take away the other one? No, it did not take away the other. Yeah, see, I'm just playing with it now, but this is not a bad one. I mean, you basically could get the entire thing, and the other. I should have said the other thing about getting a pre-built is you don't have to worry about the form factor things. That frequently when I have people order parts, they don't pay close enough attention to this motherboard takes this RAM, and they'll get the wrong RAM for the motherboard they got, and that's one of the few things that really matters, right? As long, well, I shouldn't say that. CPU has to match the CPU socket. RAM has to match what the motherboard is made for, right? The hard drives I'm not worried about. The power supply I'm really kind of not worried about. If you get an ATX power supply and an ATX board, probably going to plug in. May not have the second CPU power plug, but there are adapters for that. But the memory and the CPU, you don't. If you do this, you know there's no option to buy the one that doesn't fit, right? We couldn't see the Threadripper because, like you said, that wasn't the Threadripper motherboard. So the answer to your question is I don't know. This is going to be a less, I don't know the right way to say it, a less drastic comparison, but I don't mind if you do this either. Okay.
So much cheaper.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be cheaper than Dell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's less than 2 times cheaper. I mean, it's a huge difference.
Yeah. And if I guess the thing is, if you have the money and you know about, I didn't even know about this one, then it's a different way to go. I don't like this case at all. It's just, but I'm not like a huge case snob, but I don't just like it.
It needs to be
I'm not gonna
It's not
just-
enough RGB.
You got the RGB.
I do like a clear side on a case. Because it's not just for I want lights. I can see if I need to open it up and clean it out. I don't know how dusty is the inside of the case getting.
Yeah, keep it clean.
Gotta keep it
I don't even know, is HP still sell PCs? Yep, I guess so.
The probably goes to like
He ordered a packet.
is there game
Oh, yeah, they-
Look at that, Omen desktop PC.
It's
Much.
Looks like
8600.
3.0
Omen
HDMI.
PC, free shipping,
Well,
save
it's
15% on
Thank goodness I got
accessories.
the free
That's
shipping.
actually not.
Only with 8 gigs of memory though.
That's what?
So that's actually not the worst thing in the world for a 2070, but
Let's see.
That's on
Let's
So
see
what
the-
connectors does it have though?
8 that's not a bad processor at all. The i7-8700 is actually a pretty good processor. See again, look, you're adding one more stick of 8 gig for $150.
Buy it. I'll go to another website. Buy
What's
the
its,
same
I think you could do much
8
better
gig
than that.
stick of
8 gig stick.
DDR4.
Yeah, that's pretty
2660.
expensive. And let's see, any other options?
Any Optane memory.
What's
1 terabyte.
Included in price, you get a 1 terabyte. Let's see, let's
But
see.
is it 10?
And what kind of SSD are we getting? It does not list an M2 drive, so I'm going to say it's most likely not.
It's probably just-
And it doesn't tell us anything about what make. Are these Kingstons? Are they Samsungs?
That's probably freaking
The
cameras
speed of
back.
it, you do not know anything about it.
What's the graphics card? 2070. That's not terrible. Oh wait. What's that mean? Is that
That's
mean
just
That's
instead
the
of
video
integrated
RAM.
graphics, you got.
Oh, it's dedicated graphics instead of.
it's not. It's just the
It's just-
video RAM.
Yeah.
What-
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's just
Power supply, you got 500 watts. That's how you get it.
Can you get no? You could pay
Right,
$80
with
for
this.
it.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's a good example. You can buy a 750 for $80.
Platinum too.
80
That's
bucks.
not-
No, you're probably right. You probably can't buy a platinum for $80. That's true. That's a pretty. That's not a bad $80. I'm gonna say that's not that bad. $14 for I'd get a DVD drive for $14. It's ridiculous. Not that one.
Yeah, for that one extra stick of DDR4 8 gig 2666.
Wow, we're up at 22. Once we get this price, I still think.
Go to yourself.
You
Yeah.
can make a 2080 system for $1,500.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this project is say what do I get for their money, what do I get for my money, right? And I want when we move forward, we're going to talk about the project next class. When we start doing the project though, I don't want you to waste money to spend it. I want you to buy smart items, right? Like I've had students before, it's like just I got this sound system for my computer. It's $1,800. Yeah, I'm like that wasn't the
Probably
point.
spent like 20 bucks on the computer.
So if you've got the money, then put in a 2 terabyte M2 drive, right? Put in a good spend your money on a second graphics card if you've got a ton of cash. If Maverick gets the $3,000, he should either have a top level graphics card. I mean, if you're $3,000, you can get the top level graphics card, the top level CPU, 32 gig of RAM, and still be going, I think you're gonna have money left. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do liquid cooling because that's a little more expensive. Is it that much better?
We're not doing peripherals, right?
No, nothing. We're just saying we're ending up with a case that we're gonna plug in.
For retest, what is it? I think I finished.
Why
it.
are you off topic?
I meant to ask you the other day. Thank you.
What?
I went to do it the other day, and it. I have
just
everything
installed
finished
just
and
the
marked,
warranty-
and now it just
warranty
won't
point.
open.
What?
I have it all finished, and
You can see it, but it won't open.
I can't even see it.
Well, then I probably have to grade something.
But then I went through and I see it. It says 10 out of 11, so it says something's open, but I just can't see it.
Okay. That's what you email me. I was sitting
Yeah,
at a
just
soccer tournament all weekend. If you just emailed me, I could have fixed it.
$150 and just have it.
Anybody got $8,000 they want to give me for a new soccer chair?
what?
$8,000 in the guy, $1,000.
Sorry, I just spent.
The league got.
Too little.
No, they're just jerks. One of the coach's son hit Luke's wheelchair on a pitch, and the ref gave him a free base, and the son started crying because Luke got a free base, and then the dad fought to keep Luke from playing because wheelchair shouldn't be on the little league. This is it's against the integrity of the sport.
It's cool, man. That's a dangerous thing.
Anyway. Yeah, and that's illegal to say. I ended up going through Little League Nationals before Little League National finally said you can't say someone in a wheelchair is not allowed to be on your field. But by that time, signups are over, and it would, Anyway, so I got off topic there. So that's why I asked if you had $8,000. So you got $8,000, I'll build you a PC. You just give me $8,000. Anyway, it won't be an $8,000 PC. Okay, so you kind of got the gist of what we're talking about this time. We're tight. We have to look at all the parts, and let's go through. I wanted to do that today and kind of make sure we go through all the parts. So, what's the first thing we need when we're building a PC? Colin, what's the first thing we need when we're building a PC?
You know it.
A Blu-ray drive.
Okay.
Okay. So
RGB
yeah,
fans.
now that's not the first thing I'm going to choose,
Motherboard,
right?
motherboard.
I'm not going to. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start.
You know what I gotta choose?
It's a must-have.
A great hoe.
I'm going to start with that and CPU, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to start with. And now you guys are going to, when you get your money, you're going to have to, the pre-built one's easy. You're going to, in next class, in fact, you might, now, yeah, this fine. Next class, by the end of class, we're going to spin the wheel, we're going to say how much money you have, we're going to say we're not eating in class and getting out food, it's almost lunchtime.
False, got another hour and a half for me.
Anyway,
So it's good if I
you should be able to do, by the end of class, you should have, here's what I'm going to get for my $500. And don't go back. When you guys have, when you've got your $500 and you find and you design your pre-built and you save the screenshots and stuff, don't go back and look at it again. You're done with that. Then go on to your, this is what I'm going to, because frequently students start saying, oh, I could get this video card. I wonder if I could get that video card in the other one. And they end up wasting time going back to the first thing. Once you've chosen by the end of the class, next class, what your pre-build is, that's your pre-build. Save the screenshots, you can build the PowerPoint part of it, and then you go on with this. You may, however, have to come back here because you're going to go, okay, and this, what I'm going to tell you I want you to do is do an Excel spreadsheet or a sheets on Google. You put your prices in so that it's totaling it up as you go, and you go, crap, I'm $100 over. Now I have to go back just like I did on that pre-built and go, what can I cut down? Okay, because you may want the 9900K i9 processor because you've got $1,500 and you're like, oh, I can get that one. And then all of a sudden your video card go, my video card was more expensive, right? So one of the things I would say that you might want to even think about doing is something like this when you get started. Okay, dang. Drive. Is that Google Drive? Yeah, it's Google Drive. So I'm gonna open up a new sheet. Nope, not a new folder. New. I keep open folders. There we go. A new sheet. And I'm gonna say $1,000 PC. And I'm gonna list my parts here. So I've got case and motherboard and CPU and memory. What's next?
GPU.
Okay, I wouldn't put that next, but yeah, definitely. What else?
CPU fan?
What?
Storage.
Okay, storage.
That's last.
Okay, so I'm going to say storage again because we know a good machine will have two. However, if you've got the $500, you may say, I can't do two. I'm going to have to do the 1 terabyte, which you really would say, to do a single spin drive. It just really makes a huge difference. You said power supply? I still haven't gotten what I was going to say was next, but what else we got? What?
Cooling.
Cooling, that's what I was going to say. Cooling, and I'm gonna say CPU cooling, and I'm gonna make case cooling something different because if I have the money, I'm going to have good case cooling. If I don't have the money, I'm going to say my power supply better do the job, right? Depending on what else? What else do I got inside? Optical drive. Okay, that's optional. I'm gonna say that's optional because if you're crushed for money, do I need an optical drive? I may not need one.
I want to get one anyways.
What?
An optical drive.
I do because I want to rip my DVDs so I don't have to pull them out again when I buy DVDs. That's me. Or Blu-rays. What else? We got anything else? We got a case, motherboard, CPU, memory, graphics card, storage, power supply, CPU cooling, case cooling, optical drive.
That's about it.
I think that's it. Some of these things.
And then floppy drive.
Floppy.
Okay, so I'm gonna say we got $1,000 here. Okay, and I'm gonna say cost here. So some of these things you may want to go ahead and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say equals. Oops, that's not the equal. Equals $1,000 minus the sum of
Oh wow.
that. So this is how much money I have left. So if I start out by estimating, I'm gonna try to spend 50 on that, 150 on that, 200 on that. I'm gonna say $200 on my memory and my GPU. I'm gonna say 250, and oh my gosh, I'm running out of money. Okay, so it's a good way as you're looking at those things to try to figure out. Now, by the way, we can frequently get a really good deal on these by buying them as a set too. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Buying them as a pair, you can also sometimes find a motherboard CPU memory combo as well altogether. Yeah.
Are we including discounts and mail and rebates and stuff in our price? Or just not?
I'm gonna say yes, but we're not gonna include shipping. We're gonna act like shipping's free. Okay, and we're not going to include taxes either. Okay, because you would pay taxes at Dell, but they're not showing you the tax price; they're just showing the five. So when we look at the website and it says $499.99, you're like, yeah, I got it for $500. You know you didn't. You haven't gotten to the final shipping and tax screen. But we're not going to now. Realistically, there's an advantage to buying them all at the same location. There's an advantage of buying them from Amazon. The Amazon advantage is shipping. If you've got Amazon Prime, the advantage of buying them all from Newegg is that I'm going to save on shipping if I buy them all from the same place. There are still some websites that don't charge you tax because not all states require you to pay tax, and if they don't have a place in your state, there are still some websites that you can get things tax-free. I wonder if 3dtech.net is still tax-free.
Amazon, like, not paying any taxes last year? I was reading about it the other day.
I don't know. So,
They have to pay the government.
3dtech.net. I don't even see them. I don't think they must be out of business. There used to be a place I used to order from called 3B Tech. No.
You got big.
3btech.net. It was out of Indiana, and I always you got free shipping. Nah, I'm not going to go there. It was free shipping and no tax, but it's obviously gone. It got closed by the federal government. Who knows? So you're going to see as things add up, you're going to be like, I need to find, and by the way, GPU, do I have to get a video card? No. Okay? If you're the $500 guy, you're probably not getting a video card. You're getting a motherboard that has integrated video. It's not terrible. If you got one with good integrated video that uses the CPU video chip, you might be okay. You're not going to do any high-res gaming, but you can't do that at $500. And I'm going to work our way backwards and I think $500 is becoming incredibly difficult to do a gaming level computer anymore. I really do. So I'm probably going to work back from $3,000 and see what. Maybe I'll do $250 increments instead of $500 increments, because it's just really. You could do $500 for a while, and in fact, there's websites that even say build $500 gaming PC. You'll find articles under $500. April 19. The best budget $500 gaming PC, good and cheap build, updated 2019. So let's see what it says. Build overview is guaranteed to let you play PUBG in 1080p resolution with at least an average of 600 or 60 frames per second. 600. That'd be pretty impressive. Let's see the components. i3 8100 quad core. Okay, and we know that CPU's importance is not in some games as important as having a decent video card. You can't throw out the video card in game really anymore. It's better to get a cheaper CPU. Only 8 gig of RAM. I would say that you're going to have to with that. Only 1 terabyte spinny drive. That's so painful. Gigabyte and the 500. You're a liar. That's not a $500 PC. That's $534.38 PC. Prices are accurate as of April 10th. Click on the button. Order this build on Amazon. Why am I seeing all this stuff again? Oh, it's justifying them down here.
Yep.
Order this build on. So does it add them all into your cart? Oh wow, it does. I didn't know you could have a link that did that.
Apparently you can now.
Now they're all going to be in my cart if I hit. I don't want to do that. Is that everything I need though? Where's the case? I don't see a
Look
case.
down at the bottom. It
The
says
case isn't available.
black case.
Oh, okay. So it did have a case.
But
We
it's
did have.
unavailable.
Where about
Some
CPU
old model
cooling?
Seagate.
Oh, this is the CPU cooling is included in the i3 box, which means it's not great. I'll just say that.
Probably like a heat sink.
2050
Old
Ti.
model Seagate.
1050 Ti.
So anyway, I probably am not going to go that low, but I would recommend that you do this and then drop your hyperlink to where you found it over here in your spreadsheet as you're going, and then it's easy for you to go back and find that piece, part, whatever. And obviously, if you're low on cash, you're not going to do 2 storages. You're probably not going to do case cooling. You're probably not going to do the optical drive, and you may not have a GPU at all. Now, I will say that $1,000 you should have most of those things. In fact, at $1,000, I would do just a solid state. Personally, I would do a 250. If I only had $1,000, I'd do a 250 or 500 gig solid state drive, not have secondary storage, because personally I would add that later when I need it. But you don't want to install Windows on an old spinny drive. I'm saying old, but new spinny drive. And then buy a solid state later. You'd rather just get a 500 gig solid state, and that's what I had for years as my primary drive. So that's kind of where we're gonna kind of work from. We're at time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anybody got any questions? We're gonna work on. We're gonna do the spinning next class, and next class I want you guys to find your pre-built and not worry about buying parts or anything else. Just find your pre-built and use that as your first level of comparison. And really, on your spreadsheet here, you also want to put those things. What are my case? You know, if it's a pre-built case, Dell XPS, right? That's all I can say. Motherboard, Dell motherboard. I don't know. CPU, you'll know what that
Do
is.
we have to have a spreadsheet?
Yeah, because on your presentation, you're going to have this comparing all the different parts, and you'll have something like this: green, red, green. You're going to let us